All right. What's going on, guys? Uh, Sorry that we were a little bit late here. We're going to let some people get in here, then we'll start the show. UFC 316 recap. Shout out everybody in the chat. Sorry that we were late. Just me right now. And then Big Av will join soon. Robbie will join soon too. I was just at a wedding. I got to watch everything, or mostly everything. And then Robbie and Big Av are coming back from the fight. So that's why we were taking so long. I'm just going to tweet this out really quick, and then we'll get rolling. It was a great night of fights. Merab really showed, as you could see by the YouTube title, is Merab the Bantamweight GOAT. What a performance by a guy that I am just over the moon about. I just finished recording a video discussing my best bets, bet regrets, and betting Sean O'Malley was my bet regret. Obviously, if you have a guy that you bet at plus 245 and he goes down to plus 220, you're on the quote unquote right side, but that's not always the case. Merab looked minus 400, minus 500 in there. I would even say Sean, that was the best Sean we've seen. I would say that's it. He defended takedowns. Merab is just the striking is just pretty good. I mean, the second round, I thought Sean, if you told me, oh, he stuffs the takedowns in a round and it's on the feet for the entire round, oh, Sean's winning that 90% of the time. But Merab won that round, in my opinion. And two of the judges agreed. That also, as Brendan points out, and this is what DC talked about on the broadcast after, which is like, if he adds this finishing element to his game, I mean, yeah. Yeah. So Sean O'Malley, the question with him is, where does he go from here? When Robbie and Big Av come in, I'll ask that question to them, but where does he go from here? I don't know. It's weird. Because a lot of the guys below him would really, I think, take him to town. I think Corey Sandhagen would have his time with him. I think Umar would. Petr Yan, obviously, we saw how that went. Controversial decision, but over 5 rounds, I think Yan has his way with him too. Does he go up to 145? It's an interesting division. Yeah, I mean, Brian says this in the chat. He has to move to 145. Antonio, I completely disagree. His striking looked really good tonight. His striking looked really good. And he was on the, what do you have to see more from Merab in the striking department? I can't think of something that you need to see more from him. We saw him tonight win a round on the feet against Sean O'Malley. He wasn't hugging that round. I think that's something you have to give him a lot of credit for. Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison is that was what I was expecting her to be in the UFC when she got in. That was just absolutely dominant. I'm very interested to see. I mean, honestly, I don't know what we're supposed to say about a win over Juliana Pena, but again, she went in there, finished her, and then if you're if you're Kayla Harrison, what are you supposed to do as a minus 750 favorite? You're supposed to finish him. You're supposed to finish who you go up against, and that's what she did. And what a submission. Showed her brute strength, got the takedowns, and now it's Amanda. It's Amanda time. Poodle Pack just asked, was she as cool as she seemed? Yeah, Kayla was unbelievably cool. You can watch the interview with her that we put out earlier in the week, but she's unbelievably cool. And I can't wait to see her against Amanda. That's going to be a mega fight. How would I line that? Maybe Kayla minus 115, Kayla minus 120, maybe a little bit up to minus 130. Can Kayla ragdoll Amanda is the question. And I don't know. The size isn't that big. The thing about Kayla is her size is just unbelievable. But against Amanda, it's not as much. And how many more times can Kayla get down to 135? I guess you only really need her to go down one more time. If she beats Amanda, I'm not going to say she's going to retire because she'll probably want to keep making money, but that may be it. Amanda doesn't have the endurance. I do agree with that. This is a good question from Logan. You think they fight at 135 or 145? I think it's such a big fight that they may just they could just go up to 140. I think it comes down to Amanda. Kayla can make 135. She said in her interview with us and with others, the weight cut's not that big of a deal for me. She looked like a skeleton in there. But that's what she said. So this is this is from Antonio. No way in hell does Amanda make 135. I mean, her last fight she did. I don't know why she wouldn't. Why not? I don't see why not. If Kayla's making it, why can't she? And yeah, so 145 for Sarah was terrible in the interview after the fight. Oh, so she was kind of lying. Okay. Thank you, DOFN Leaks. Wow. Okay, so she said the weight cut was terrible. Okay, so then maybe 145 it is. And then you maybe they fight and we retire that belt. Either way, Kayla wins easy. I mean, I kind of like Kayla more at 145. I kind of like Kayla more at 145. Okay, Dana's on the mic right now. Dana White says that Tom Aspinall is the guy, and if Jones wants to retire and doesn't want to keep fighting, there's nothing that he can do. He says that he will do what they can to make the fight. Coming up for retirement, she hasn't been training. I doubt she'll want to cut tight. Yeah, that's a really good point from Antonio Esparza. Before we continue, let me just bring up this bottom. We are brought to you by DraftKings. The NBA Finals are here tomorrow night. Thunder, Pacers, Game 2. This is your last chance to bet on the NBA until next season. And DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NBA. They are pulling out all the stops to make this finals a finals to remember. One team will be crowned champ. The other will be lost to history. Who you got winning it all? Put your hoops expertise to the test. Here's something special for first timers. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $300 in bonus bet if your bet wins. Don't miss your last chance to bet on the NBA this season. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BACKFIST. That's code BACKFIST for new customers to get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. I want to quickly get back to the main event. What happened after? And that was Corey Sandhagen being shown on the screen. I had a tweet saying, hey, is that really what we want to see? Corey Sandhagen. And I've tweeted some things and been like, maybe I shouldn't have tweeted that. That was one of those where I was like, maybe I shouldn't have tweeted that because who else do you give to him? Is it Jan? We already saw a domination there, but Jan was injured. The only thing is, I think the Corey Sandhagen hype is out of control. I really do. I think I just think it's glazing. For a lack of a better word, I think it's glazing. Like, what's he done? He's really good. Don't get me wrong. But is he elite? That's the question. Is he elite? And I think when he's gone up against elite guys, he's shown he isn't. So when I see Sandhagen, I'm just like, I think Jan's elite. Like, why isn't Jan fighting Sandhagen? He's fighting McGee. Like, what are we supposed to do here? I can't believe you thought Sugar would win. Yeah, I mean, we've all made bad bets. I was up plus 4 units on the night. Corey was peaking during that main event. O'Malley can't do 148.5. He'll get smoked. Yeah, I mean, like, how would he look in there against like a Diego Lopez? Lopez would be so much bigger than him. The advantage that Sean O'Malley has at 135 is his weight or his size. There's literally nobody else from Merab. I'll be excited for saying something new. Yeah, I mean, I guess New isn't always better. Yeah, this is Sanhagen gets rewarded a title shot by beating legit nobody, but that's the UFC for you in 2025. I mean, here's the thing. I see what you're saying, and I think that's a little bit of complaining for complaining's sake. I just don't know who else you give it to. Is it Jan? I mean, yeah, I would try to give it to Jan. That's my opinion, but Song Yudong kills Sean. That would be a good fight. That would be like, honestly, if Sean's looking for his next fight, I think Song Yudong is a decent one because he doesn't want to fight Umar. He doesn't want to fight Sanhagen, who's fighting Merab. It's got to be Sanhagen. Yeah, I mean, I guess it is. It's got to be Sanhagen, and I just like I don't know why it's not inspiring to me. But Merab's kind of clearing out this division. At a certain point, what's he do? Like, if Merab ragdolls Sanhagen, which he says he wants to fight potentially 2 times more in 2025, who do you give him after that, Jan? And if he beats Jan, then like, what do you do? What do you do? Would you oil up Dana from head to toe or toe to head? Toe to head, probably. As an O'Malley fan, tonight was difficult. Merab versus Volk at the end of the year. Well, Merab was on Volk's show, like the UFC or like Fox Sports of Australia or maybe New Zealand, and said, if I go up to 145, I don't want you there, Volk, because I'd never want to fight you. No chance Pantoja can move up, right? I don't think so. I mean, he's fighting Kai, and then no, I think he's. I mean, Umar has a small frame himself. Pause, but I mean, I guess definitely head to toe. Let the gravity help. Okay, good point by Brendan Cunningham. I was more considering him like laying down. Umar versus Merab, really good until Umar gets. I think, honestly, the Umar rematch is one of the best fights you can make right now. All right, we're going to bring in Big Ev. What's up, Ev?
What up?
We were just talking about, I talked about the 2 main events. Yeah, general thoughts. We can start with Merab and Sean. I shared that Merab just, unbelievable. And I don't really know where Sean goes from here. Somebody suggested Song Yudong in the chat, but outside of that, I don't really know. I think he's like at 145. I don't really know if that would even work. So, yeah, how was it? You were at the fights. Let us know.
It was awesome. I mean, it was a ton of fun. We're just a good venue. I mean, overall, it was a solid card. I mean, I think we had the prelims had a little gap there where a bunch of decisions, but I mean, the energy for O'Malley was insane. Like, truly, I mean, Merab was getting booed like out of his shoes. Not that obviously clearly didn't matter, but I mean, it was. You were there last year, I think, with Islam Poirier, like every stuff takedown by Poirier. The place went nuts. This was even like another level. Like, you were visibly seeing like the floor like jump up and down like anytime O'Malley did anything. And I thought he looked good until he didn't, basically. Like, I thought especially the second, like I thought he won the second round. I haven't seen like the cards yet. I just got out of the Uber and got here, so I haven't seen
2 of the 3 judges gave it to Merab, so 1 gave it to Sean.
Round 2?
Round 2.
What about round 1? All Merab?
All Merab.
Really? I'm surprised by that. I thought it was like a clear 1-1 going into 3.
I thought 2 was.
But I also was in person, so it's hard to. I feel like it makes it a little different.
I thought round 2 was very close. I gave it to Merab. If I saw Sean, I wouldn't have been distraught about it. But I agree. I thought that was the best version of Sean we've seen. He really fought, I thought, pretty well. Like, it wasn't like obviously losing inside the distance versus last time it went to the decision. But I thought Sean, the way he was stuffing the takedowns, and then round 3, it was just too much. Merab just truly, if he wanted to win that, he would have, I think, had to knock him out in round. I mean, it's tough. Like, but I think, yeah, his looking back on it, his win equity was firmly in a round 1 or round 2 knockout.
Yeah, I mean, Merab, it felt like that third round, he just came at him almost disrespectfully, where he was like, all right, like now I'm just going to go get him. I mean, and I heard John Wood, like one of his coaches, talk this week in either Embedded or Countdown or one of them, where he was like, hey, like, let's like, last time we beat him, but let's go get a finish there. Like, let's go really really just like leave no doubt, like take yourself to that next level. And I mean, getting a submission like that, where I thought Sean was getting out of it first. I thought he cinched it up good. And then I thought for a moment Sean had gotten out of it, and then he just was able to like clasp it back up and really get it tight. I don't think Sean's tapping from that unless it's significant. There he is.
I got the gear on.
With the jacket on.
With the hat too. You see the hat?
Oh, no shit.
Newark. Shout out. Lee UFC. Went back. They gave me a box of merch. What's going on?
I just popped on myself. Bob, you got home fast.
I got home real fast. My guy, I had an Uber driver. He was like, I called a new one 5 minutes away, and then I ran 4 blocks to his car, and we avoided all the traffic.
I'm telling you, I think I perfected the Prudential exit. I think I perfected it.
I have still not. That was chaos.
I just don't even think it. Just go. Just put your head down. 6 blocks left.
Yeah.
Right. Just get out of there, and then call it. Boom, out of there.
I saw Taylor and Will right before I left.
No shit.
Yeah, they walked around the other side of the octagon. Will said he's excited for the dozen in Chicago next week. But yeah, pretty good night of fights. I'm sure you guys already said that.
I just got in. I've been on for like 3 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, we were. I just went through the first 2, or not the first 2, but the main events. Talked with the chat a little bit. Talked about potential future fights. We were just discussing Merab and Sean and kind of where Merab or Sean goes next, and then also kind of where does Merab stand in terms of bantamweight GOAT talk, and then also is the Corey Sandhagen fight one that we should for sure be excited for, or is he quote unquote deserving?
I saw your tweet about that. You were like, I can't believe they cut to Sandhagen. It's got to be Jan. I go back and forth. I'm okay with the Sandhagen fight, to be completely honest. Like, it doesn't really like annoy me that he's next. Jan might. I see the argument for Jan for sure. If he wins against Sandhagen, he's goated. The C in the chat made me laugh. Robbie on the UFC payroll, basically holding up an empty Monster can. It's a good comment.
I don't mind. Funny, met Sandhagen today. Very nice guy. Chopped it up.
Funny video.
I had asked him. I was like, you getting the next shot? And he was like, I think so. And he was like, they had me going. We were up like DraftKings. Basically, they had like 3 suites, like back to back to back. So we were in the one most of the time, but they brought us over to the other one just to like meet Sandhagen and talk to him for a little bit. And I asked him, and he was like, yeah, they're bringing me down they're bringing me down for the main card. And I think they're going to like basically have me there like for the main event, like regardless of what happens. So we're like, all right, nice. Like I'm fine with it too. I understand like Jan beat him when they fought. That was also like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I mean, Merab already fought Jan. And I have no problem Jan getting that rematch at some point, but I have no problem with Sandhagen getting this fight. Like I feel like he's almost been due for this fight. Yeah. I mean, even just him fighting Umar and all I know he lost to Umar, but
he's an interesting, like stylistically, like he's an interesting challenge for Merab as well.
I think the one honestly, I would love to see Sandhagen O'Malley one day, even though I think it could be like a boring point fight. I feel like we just like need to see that because they're so similar. Yeah. But I think Sandhagen maybe like I don't even want to say a slightly less dynamic striker because he probably is as dynamic as Sugar, maybe like a more well-rounded version of Sugar, potentially. I mean, I have no problem with him getting the rematch. But Merab, I think when it's all said and done, like he probably will end up being the bantamweight GOAT when he retires. Because I just don't like some of these guys, like I don't really see them beating him. Like even like a Sandhagen, like I really like and respect Sandhagen, but it's hard for me to visualize what he can do to beat Merab. Like he just is relentless.
Yeah.
Robbie, your mic I think is not connected to the but all good points. I was thinking
There we go. Sorry.
There we go. You sound great. But then also, Robbie, any thoughts on where Sugar Sean goes next?
Hold on. All right, just making sure that was the right one. I were you the one that texted in the group chat? Does he go up to 145? Like, I wouldn't be shocked if he goes up to 45.
Oh, I joke that he'll get a title shot at 45 before Evlov.
Yeah. Like, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he goes to 45 after this, though. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if he stays down, but I feel like he's in this weird, you lose 2 title fights in a row. Like, what do you do next? He's fucking, what is he, 6 feet tall? Like, maybe he doesn't want to hit that 135 cut now.
Yeah, I was saying that was kind of the best Sugar Sean we've seen. I thought he looked decently good in his takedown defense. Merab's just so good. But
it's like fighting Merab, you can't get going offensively. At least he couldn't get going offensively. But yeah, his defense was like, for the most part, until he lost, his defense was like, this is working. This is like, he lost 2 rounds in a row, but I was like, this is still a winnable fight if you could be on the feet with him.
Yeah, and then Kayla, Amanda, looking like that's definitely next.
And by the way, how about Ev? You just said Corey Sandhagen kind of knew the plan was, all right, go down for the main card, main event, whatever. Dana White went on the post-fight press conference. He's like, yeah, I had to yell at security to let Amanda in the cage because that was organic. We weren't planning on that. What do you mean you weren't planning on that? Why weren't you planning on that? She made it very clear, like, I'm coming out of retirement. Dana made it very clear, like, if she wanted to, she gets the winner. The fact that they didn't have that plan with security, I saw Joe was yelling at him. I saw the other security guards being like, let her in, let her in, let her in. But that was a moment. Newark was fucking loud for that. Like, for the Amanda, get in here, loud pop. Amanda, are you unretired? Yes, loud pop. Face off, loud pop. Like, that's a super fight. That's a legit super fight.
I'll give Kayla credit. Even before the fight, she got a big pop. I was actually surprised with the pop she got. Like, I was like, wow, like the fans are really behind her already.
Super behind her, super negative on Juliana too. I think that's
absolutely.
I was kind of shocked, and Ev brought this up. The boos from Merab because he's so loved, and then also I wasn't as shocked for the cheers for O'Malley, but you could hear it. Anik talked about it on the broadcast. The sound or the cheers for O'Malley, he was like, I don't remember something like this coming through.
Insanely loud. I think as loud as they were for Poirier.
Yeah,
and Newark against
Bob, I said louder. I said the same thing. I think louder. I honestly, Bob, you've been to more UFC events than me. I think that was the most I've seen a crowd behind a fighter in any fight that I've been to personally.
It was crazy. And the guy next to me I think he was from either ESPN or New York Times. I think he was like someone that covers fights, but not like all the time. And he turned to me and he was like, do people just hate Merab because he's like cheesy on Instagram? And I was like, no, I don't even think this crowd like necessarily hates Merab. I think they're so pro O'Malley that it's fuck Merab tonight. That being said, Merab had a few moments in the fight where he got pops too. And like the finish got a huge pop. Like he had fans and there was a ton of Georgian flags in the crowd. Yeah. He definitely had fans in the building. It was just so overshadowed by the O'Malley cheers that were like like you said, Ev, I've been to a million fights. This was as loud as I've heard a crowd probably. Like Patty in London was insane. Weidman against Gastelum on Long Island, Nassau Coliseum years ago. Weidman's cheers were insane. Like and obviously Connor in Vegas is always crazy. But like this is up there with all of them. Like O'Malley is a superstar. The walkout change was interesting. It was perfectly timed. Like when he went in there, proud to be an American, people going nuts and everything. I thought it was interesting that he changed up superstar right as it became kind of iconic for him.
Instantly, me and Jerry looked at each other, hated it.
Yeah.
We both said to each other like early in the night because he had never been to a fight. And I'm like, yo, like just wait till like the main card starts. Wait till like especially like Sugar's drop. Like we were like, yo, when that superstar hits, it's gonna be incredible. I was like, what's he doing? Like, I mean,
I know,
Merab,
yeah.
obviously Merab's like not American born, but I was like, what is? I thought he overthought it.
And even the whole like, and maybe this is me overthinking it, but like the pink and blue, like O'Malley aesthetic just did not match the song at all. Like it was weird.
Yeah, it was strange.
Also,
Couple weird walkout songs. How about Juliana Pena walking out to the Sound of Silence, the
Awful.
dance remix of the sound, and then she got finished. I said that's absolute scenes walking out to Hello Darkness, My Old Friend, and then you get finished. She was like pre-setting the stage for her loss.
Also, did you know like what that song was by O'Malley?
I thought it was just because Trump was there. He was being
like that.
American.
Trump always ends his rallies with that song.
Oh,
So I thought it was like, I was about to tweet it out. I was like he's trying to clip farm in front of Trump. It was just very weird. Like,
yeah.
Also, he's not like, if Michael Chandler did that, you'd be like, okay, whatever. Like, but
Yes.
but O'Malley is just, that's not him. Like, I also,
No.
and I don't think there's anything wrong with this. He's not like this rah American. He's just like he's a Nelk boy.
He's a
Like,
dude.
he's just,
Yeah.
And
then it was weird when obviously Merab wins and he hops out of the cage right away. It was a little awkward when Suga hopped out of the cage right away as well. Like shook Merab's hand, shook Trump's hand. It was almost like he shook Trump's hand. Like good fight. Like,
Honestly, I'll say this: it was wild to see. Like, obviously, there was a pop like for the finish, but I don't think I've ever seen. I mean, the place poured out. Like people, like a lot of people that were like could not care less to see Merab get the belt, like anything.
wow.
So people just like, it was shocking. Just
you know what I thought was a weird moment, kind of like that?
gone.
After Kayla wins, huge pop. Everyone's cheering for Kayla. It's a nice moment. And then she gets on the mic and she's like, bear with me, guys. I'm going to be a second. And like the crowd started booing instantly. Yeah. Like the second she's there, everyone's like, oh God, here. And then she wound up giving like a good post-fight speech. Shout out to all the single moms calling Amanda in. Like that was all good. But I thought it was funny how quickly the crowd turned on her for her saying like, hold tight for a minute. I got people I want to thank.
Yeah, but it ended up being good because it was really more. I don't know if this was on TV. They had this huge moment with like Trump and his whole family.
Yeah, she went out there for a long time. Like she was walking back when they were playing like the video package for O'Malley and Merab. Like I have a video of her walking past me, but it's like a horrible video because it's so dark in the arena. You could barely see her at that point.
She put the belt around Trump's waist.
And that got a big pop too.
And then threw it over his shoulder after.
Yeah.
But there was actually a point in time that caught on the Jumbotron where, I don't know if you caught this, Bob, where Trump kept going to like say something and Kayla just had like no idea. This was like after they
I didn't see that.
Talked and hugged and she kissed him. He kissed her on the cheek.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And
then he's probably like, oh my God, why'd I do that? She's so sweaty. I was thinking that she was
like
going for the hug right away. Like, yeah.
When he kissed her, she like her face, she was like, oh my God.
I didn't even see that railing fall during Merab's entrance. Like, you guys texted me that, and I didn't even like know that happened. I had to go on
camera fell.
Holy shit.
Camera fell.
Crazy.
That's because it was like, and I was like, what the fuck? And then you see just bodies like fall over.
That happened twice now in the last like year or 2 years. I know that it happened Mike Malott in Canada. They need to fucking hit some zip ties on those railings. What's going on?
Crazy.
Twice. Imagine that ended the main event. Imagine it was like Merab like got injured coming out. That would have been insane.
Crazy.
I guess next, which would be the most talked about kind of what happened at UFC 316 would be Patchy Mix. What a weird performance.
So weird.
Mario Batista, we discussed this, we predicted it, but I was even kind of shocked at how flat Patchy looked. He had some moments,
flat, no head movement at all,
and he didn't even shoot once or like try to get the grappling going.
I think it was like one bad takedown. Yeah.
One.
Just one. And he got cut above the eye, kept wiping the eye like that was bothering him. I don't know if it was that. I don't know if it was just the debut. Obviously, like you said, like Batista's a tough opponent regardless, but tough opponent in your debut especially. Like it's hard to get going against him, whatever. It was just so strange. It was so unlike him to stand on the feet the whole time and not even really attempt to attack the grappling. Very strange performance.
I just like, I don't know. I just really never thought he was like that good, to be honest, respectfully. I mean, I loved Batista. I loved Batista in the fight. I mean, but he's not a striker. And Batista's very good on the ground. Like, I just didn't see a world where Patchy was going to run up in there and just like throw Batista on the mat and like put him in a chokehold. Like, I just didn't see that. But I mean, his striking tonight was like shockingly bad.
I couldn't believe it. It was a weird fight to watch.
He made Batista look like prime Mayweather out there.
Yeah.
Like he literally all he did all night was just throw 1-2s. One just like 1-2, 1-2, and it was literally, you saw like the end of the fight. Patchy's face nose was so red and just like he just was eating punches straight to his face all night long. But
Batista sneaky bad cut on his lip too. As he walked past me, it looked like his lip was split bad on the side.
He's especially the first round, the amount of just like overhand right, just like a rights right down the pipe that he landed, just over and over.
And no adjustment at any point. No adjustment from Patchy. Like from round 1 to round 3, there wasn't one thing he did that was like, all right, he's starting to figure him out. No, never.
That's a huge win for Batista, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, outside of Kayla, the guys who have come over from Bellator recently, and obviously Kayla's BFL, but same thing, have not been great.
Yeah.
Patchy even
I said in my blog too, like, go ahead.
Patchy's in his prime age-wise.
Yeah. True.
Everyone else, like Pitbull, old, even Chandler on the like end of his prime on the older side.
Yeah.
Like Patchy's, I think, just turned 31 or is like about to be 31. So I mean, very much
that also gives him time to. He's still got time to grow. Obviously, he's got a few years where it's like he's still in his prime. But yeah, we'll see. Weird fight.
I don't respectfully. I don't see it. I don't think he's like top 15 UFC, at least right now. He'd have to make some big. I don't know. I just don't see. I think there's definitely a lot of guys he can beat, but I just don't. I think Batista's very good, but if Batista's like doing you like that in the feet, like I don't think you got it.
I mean, Mario's getting up there, man. Like, who do you give him next? Song Yadong?
That'd be a good fight.
I mean, honestly, I think you just try to rebook Cheeto.
True. That is true.
I think you could do that.
Do we have an update on like can Cheeto fight soon? Is he like good to go?
Not sure.
Yeah.
I think the injury was relatively serious that he had.
Holland, Jack D says we got to talk Holland. Great performance, obviously, and he seems committed to 170 now, which is great. Like picking a weight class, sticking to it. Great call out of Colby.
Yep,
we were talking in the chat. I mean, at 170, if he's really committed to 170, I think he's like. I mean, I'm not saying champ, but I think he's top 10. Like, could compete with some guys in the top 5.
Yeah, I think he's in that 10 range. I think he's like in that.
I think he absolutely. I mean,
I think he's right there.
If he beats Colby's number 9, and we've talked about how ridiculous that is that he's still number 9 in the rankings. But like, go in, beat Colby. That's a good main event right there. Fight night main event. Holland, Covington, and then immediately he's top 10.
Because I think that he had a very close fight with the JDM. Like in the last, I think it was like 2.5 years, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, he knocked out Buckley. I'm trying to think who else. I guess he hasn't fought a lot of the guys at the top now.
When was that JDM fight? That was on the same card as one of the Shevchenko. Was that Noche 2 years ago? Was that Shevchenko Grasso?
It was boring. I just remember it was like a very
it was weird.
It was like a weird. He just like didn't throw.
Holland didn't get going. Yeah.
JDM just kind of had slightly more volume. Like he never hurt him or anything.
Yeah. You know, it's a great fight. I think Holland Leon would be a great fight.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think
I could do that.
I also think, I mean, you may want to give him somebody higher up, but like Holland Marias.
So I thought that'd be something maybe the UFC would want, but it's so. I mean, who knows? They still could, but I think Holland Colby makes more sense, and also very funny Kevin Holland fashion. In his post-fight, like presser, whatever, he was like, he basically was like, "Fuck fighting any of these like young contenders. Give me all the old guys."
All right. Okay.
He was like, I want easy fights. Like, give me Colby. I don't think he's. I think he's like, give me Colby. Give me like Gilbert Burns. Like, I'm out. I'm not fighting like Michael Morales because I still even think someone like honestly, what would really be a great fight that I would love to see, Protez Holland. Give me Protez.
Yeah,
Holland.
that'd be great.
That would
and
be
that's just fun. That's like
that
everything
would be
about
fun.
that. Fun,
I'm all for that.
Do you guys want some updates from the Dana White presser?
Please.
Yeah,
Twitter.
that's so funny. You said that. I was gonna go to like Bronstetter or somebody.
Yeah,
to
shout
just
out Aaron
scroll through.
Bronstetter. I pulled up
Yeah,
the
shout
thread.
out Aaron Bronstetter.
He said in boxing, nobody talks, and he confirms he will still be promoting Canelo Crawford. I think that's interesting.
All right.
Still involved in that. TV rights could be announced this month or as late as September, but they're deep into negotiations there. He says that Nunez has been expressing interest in returning for a while once Kayla was champion. Says UFC does not have Francis Ngannou under contract and that Aspinall is still the guy, and says he's not really interested in bringing Ngannou back. We'll see for now.
I would assume he really hates Ngannou.
Oh yeah, he does, but money talks too. If like Ngannou one day, if that makes sense, he'll come back. And then the thing he ended the presser on is John Jones has agreed to fight Tom Aspinall, but nothing has been signed. He also said that every human being on earth DM'd him the petition to strip John Jones of the title. Also, the only fight on the main card we haven't touched is Pyfer. Yeah, there we go. What's Pyfer's deal? An interesting fight.
I honestly was going to the scorecards. I was like, is he gonna like? I thought round one was so dominant that I was like I that's as close as you can get to a 10-8 without it being a 10-8. One guy did give him a 10-8. But I thought Gastelum had a small case for round two, and then round three was Gastelum in.
Agreed. He was getting better as the fight went along.
Piper, I mean, then again, nobody's knocked out Gastelum.
And the chin was insane.
He beat Gastelum, knocked him down 2 times. He's going to get a lot of shit, but I also think we were just talking about Mario Batista. He got a lot of shit for beating Jose Aldo. Then he comes out in his next fight and he looks so good. I don't think it's going to go exactly like that for Joe Pyfer, but also he was given such a huge burden coming to the UFC. Be like Joe Pyfer, and it was you can't knock out everybody. He's not Shavkat.
Yeah, it was a weird performance. It's tough because the first round I felt like was exactly how I envisioned it. I thought Pyfer was going to go in there and fucking dominate, maybe even be the guy to knock Kelvin Gastelum out. I thought he's the guy. Then he came very close to he wasn't close to being out, but he dropped him twice in the first round, and then just almost felt like he took his feet off the gas in the second and third. Kelvin started putting it together. He started looking better and better as the fight was going on. Obviously, if it would have been a 5-round, maybe that's a Gastelum fight. I don't know. I don't know if Pyfer's the guy. I don't know if Pyfer is a future title contender.
I think if it's 5 rounds, I think he's in trouble. Honestly, I will say this: the head kick that Gastelum ate in the second round. I know from my point of view, it looked ridiculous. I mean,
yes, the head kick. He ate also so many body shots that had everyone being like, "Oh!" A body shot, you would hear it, and everyone in our area would be like, "Oh my god!"
The replay is insane. I'm sure you can look it up on social. It's the fact he ate it the way he did after being knocked down in round one. It was insane. I mean, Gastelum's made of concrete.
Yeah. Mitt Romney in the chat says Pyfer versus RoboCop would be scenes. I like that.
RoboCop's fighting Hermanson, which on the 317 card, which is a great fight as well.
He wins that fight. They book that. That could be cool.
Yeah, I'd be down for RoboCop. I mean, that'd be wild because I think Pyfer would just knock him out though. He just hasn't. The chin would be an issue there.
What else? Mirzakhanov. Joshua Van,
really good.
Man looked
Dana
awesome.
White said he loves Joshua Van's attitude in the post-fight presser. That was part of the thread.
Mirzakhanov, I mean, I guess he was supposed to get a top 15. Is Johnny Walker in top 15?
Yeah, I think he is. He is.
So
he was there tonight. Yeah, he was
Johnny
dapping up all the
Walker was
fighters
there?
afterwards. Yeah, Johnny Walker was
I
like
saw him.
Guy was
real
supposed
close
to
to
fight.
me. Yeah,
Would have loved it. Him versus Mirzakhanov.
he had like
was a fun
he had a
fight.
crazy green blazer on. He looked like he was like working in a casino.
And his hair's grown out a bunch, right? It's like an afro.
Crazy. I was sitting next to a bunch of different media members, and one of them turned to me and was like, "Is that Johnny Walker?" And it actually took me. I looked at him and went, "Oh yeah, it is." Well, it actually took me a second because the hair is so frizzy and all over the place, and he's wearing the full green suit and everything. Waldo Acosta robbery. That's worth talking about because Ev, you didn't think that was a robbery. I mean, robbery is again like weird. It was a closer fight than a robbery, but I definitely didn't think he won. But I could see how you could score it for him.
He was a big favorite. He was a big favorite on the live line. Like he was. I thought. I mean, two was the most clear round in the entire fight. Waldo, like not even a debate. And then I thought he had like. I thought 3. I thought he won. To be honest, I mean,
Wow.
like Spivak landed a couple big shots, but I'm not even sure how big they actually were. He definitely did. He definitely landed way more volume in round 3. And even round 1 was like debate. Like I thought it was like still a little up in the air. Like I would have given it to Spivak, but I thought it was
I thought
close.
Spivak won the first.
Like the second, I mean, it was nice because the second you hit 30-27, like, oh, it's Waldo. Round 2 was clear as day.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I scored that closer to 30-27 Waldo than any 29-28 for Spivak. I get why some people are mad about it. Robbery, I completely disagree with. But yeah, I mean, like the margins are thin at heavyweight, but I think that's a good win for Waldo. That's a good win, yeah. And then
Crazy. He's number 7. He's gonna be number 7 now.
Yeah. I mean,
That is
heavyweight's
crazy.
Heavyweight's crazy.
Shout out Buddha Ben, by the way. Got us on the big
Thank you.
screen. Just texted
Yo,
me.
shout out Buddha
Love
Ben.
you, Buddha,
Yo.
the man,
My guy.
the absolute man.
Smoke one.
Okay,
Kill.
Anything else on the card worth talking about? I saw Joey Diaz backstage leaning up against the bathroom, and I didn't even want to bother him. Uncle Joey, I was like, I'm not bothering him. He's the man.
Gotta talk about Zombie Jr.
Oh, of course, dude. Zombie Jr. So he walks out to Zombie. He has the Zombie Jr. nickname, and I kind of chuckled to myself. I'm like, Zombie Jr., that's hysterical. And then he goes out, and I'm like, maybe this guy can be Zombie Jr. Man, like he could live up to the nickname in the post fight when he's like, I'm gonna deliver the UFC title to the Korean Zombie. Like this is I wrote the blog. I said like this is a quest and a journey to follow. Like make a note of this. Maybe he could deliver that UFC title to the Korean Zombie one day.
It was a fight where, like, I think respectfully, Sergey stinks.
Yeah,
But I also was looking at it like I also think he might be really good.
I mean, you go in minus 575 or whatever.
It was, I mean, just like obviously Sergey like overextended, but the way he didn't even cock it, like he just a douche, just so clean and firm, just like right. I mean, the second it touched his chin, he was dead. I mean, that was about it.
And
like that was about as
follow-up
clean of a
shot.
face plant knockout as you'll see. I mean,
The follow-up shot was so unnecessary.
I mean, his like
heat of the moment, but
like we say, like you joke, say face plant, like say like Sugar Aljo with a face plant. I mean, that was a face plant.
yeah,
Like,
and
this
it could not have been closer to my face.
The
in
first
like
thing that hit the
where I
mat was his nose.
yeah,
He went just
and then,
douche. I mean,
then from the side,
oh my God,
insane,
absolutely
insane.
He got a bonus, right? He had to get a bonus for that.
Had to have.
Had to. I mean, no. I mean,
expected
I would
bonuses.
guess. I would think there's no fight of the night. I would think you go Zombie Jr. You go Holland.
Zombie
you go
Jr.
Merab.
You're right.
Merab got to get one. Holland.
Rob,
Holland
Zombie
got
Jr.,
one.
Holland, and Kayla.
Yeah, I like that. I'm good with those
Yeah.
4.
I think that's the right
Van,
move.
I wouldn't have minded. Maybe throw Van a little, maybe not the full 50, a little something for my guy Josh Van. Also, him coming out to Chief Keef, I love that. I was fired up. I was like, this man's ready for violence tonight.
It was Chief Keef right into TNT ACDC. That was the best walkout battle.
Most like
both one were like, oh yeah, nailed it.
That's what I said to Travi. I was like, couldn't it be more like opposite songs? But I'm fired up.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Jersey Jerry's first UFC. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, first time.
Wow, you have a good time.
Great time. I think he was upset the second Sugar got choked out. He couldn't have been quicker to the exit. But I don't blame him though. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Everyone left.
That ruined our fucking parlay too. The parlay was looking good till then.
Tough.
Yeah.
But
So to everyone who bet it, but thanks for betting it.
I like Merab.
I know. I like Merab too. I don't dislike Merab at all. Merab did not ask to be put on the Joe Rogan Experience post fight. I was listening for that because me and Jack told him he should call.
I was listening for Bruce Springsteen too, and then
yeah, we told him shout out the Sopranos, shout out the Boss, put me on the Joe Rogan.
Billy Joel.
Yeah, no, not Joel. He's New York.
John Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi. Yeah. No, he wouldn't have got booed. I'm trying to think anything else that I saw, anything else that was funny from the night. I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I had chicken cordon bleu for the first time. It was good.
How was that? Yeah, I'm a fan.
You ever have that before?
I have.
It's chicken, ham, cheese.
Yeah, it's good.
I didn't even know what was in it when I was eating it, but
it's ham and usually ham and Swiss cheese inside some grilled chicken.
Yeah, that shit was delicious.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
All right. Almost 3 a.m. Ready to call it, and we'll hit a show next week. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Make sure to like the stream or subscribe wherever you're watching this, and we'll talk to you next week.